Hey guys, it's Lucid. We're back. It's turn 13, and this is my current turn, and I've been doing, I think, 3 turns an episode, and obviously that's going to slow down as the game goes forward, but for now I'm actually going to do a 1-turn episode. So we're going to cover the events, but there's been a pretty big Diplo update. So we're going to get into that, but first we'll do the events. We also site searched and didn't find anything. One second, I've got to get my speakers on. Let's zoom in here. So these are cavemen. They're pretty scary. We'll take a look at their stats in the dark, and I want to take a look at my Soulless stats in the dark, because I think my Soulless kind of get... Oh yeah, they're shitty in the dark. So we don't want to be casting darkness with our Soulless, and that is not something... I think these are the only undead I can think of that don't have any kind of dark vision. Which, I can't tell if this goes with my theme of kind of being Game of Thrones-esque, because you can't really tell, like, the kind of soulless zombies they have don't look terribly coordinated in the dark. They kind of just throw themselves at the enemy. But I don't know if you can see that. These guys are pretty good in the dark. So we've got a -1 darkness penalty, and these guys have a -1 darkness penalty as well. And I want to chat battle again, because we were spamming out Frighten here, and I kind of want to see how well that worked. I haven't really looked at that part. So Twist Fate goes down. And then let's look for the Frightness cast. We should see a little black icon. Okay, there it goes. I wonder if you can tell. Oh yeah, you can see these guys got hit. And then these guys are just chopping them to pieces. And then there's a... We don't have a ton of... These guys got hit. Yeah, it's doing a lot of morale damage. Okay, there. This guy just got walloped by a club. Now we have pretty good protection here, 22. And these guys' attacks suck. Okay, well no, they just started routing. Yeah, I think the frightening helped. I think it probably helped more than animating skeletons. So I think that was the right call. So the total losses for that battle, we took 14 losses, one of which was an Ice Guard, so sad face. We watch a battle here with Yominam moving out, and now Yominam, cool, is basically doing MA Fulero expansion. It appears, and I could be wrong, but I think he's getting Tyrants, and he's getting the Tyrants to summon slaves, because I think he's getting these guys, which is cool. I dig. But I think when you do this, you want to have indie commanders leading them, and just have your Sirens making more slaves. I could be wrong. I've never really played Middle-Aged Fulero. I've played against them a lot, but I thought that was the idea. Because he certainly is not doing much more than being a normal commander. Like, his spells aren't doing shit. So that's probably a little wasteful, but... now, Yominam was worried about Unimaginable or Phaedod, which is really weird calling this Phaedod when it's really Satis. It's like Satis didn't make it into the name at all. He was worried about them moving here, so I was actually hoping to see a bump, and there was no bump. But anyway, he took that with some losses. And I had kind of promised this province to him, so in some ways this is a payment for me having this, which is 2 away from his cap. But this is 2 away from his cap too. But it was also going to be like kind of an awkward province for him to get. So hopefully I've given him enough where he's okay with our border. I've also given him this. I think I want to... I do not see him as a huge late game threat. So I kind of want to have a peaceful border here. I want to ideally get rid of my 2 later game threats early in the game, if I can. But I'm a late game threat, so I'm okay going into late game, but I would rather go into the late game big and verse people who aren't great in the late game, maybe. And I could have misread some of the nations, of course, but... Next battle... God, the turn's almost about to host too. We've got 2 people left. Now here I was worried. I think this is... I've got these guys kind of close to my dudes here. I was worried a little bit about running into Movarks is what it was. If this is the province I think it is. So I wanted them... Otherwise I would have positioned the undead a little farther back. And that way, like, this banishment wouldn't be hitting. I would have lost probably significantly fewer long dead, but if I ran into Movarks, I wanted the undead there, like, right away. I tell you what, though, I love these Ice Guard. They are so freaking good. Like, such high damage. Look at this. And then when you buff them with Strength of Giants, it's going to go even higher. They're going to get probably like 5 I mean, it'll be almost 30 damage. 30 magic piercing damage. Whew. And 24 protection, and then... I mean, this is a lot of HP. It's a lot of HP. This means a lot of the things which kill humans are not going to one-hit kill them, especially when you factor in they have this armor. Like, a lot of the strategic spells, too, you have to worry about in the late game. This is a troop that's good all game. Dark Vision's nice. The cold resistance is so nice. It means you don't have to worry about Murdering Winter, which is armor negating. And then the... Flames from the Sky, it's going to do a check against protection. So the big strategic nukes, these guys are mostly immune to. I think Flames from the Sky is 15 AP damage. So basically, to get Flames from the Sky to hit this guy, it would be, like, assuming they have 24 in cold. Because later in the game, when that's coming out, I'll have Ill Interrupt. But I mean, if you're playing Atlantis, you won't, but still a lot of times these guys are going to be in cold, or you want them in cold. And you can do, like, Murdering Winter and... Not Murdering Winter. Wolven Winter and stuff to keep them cold. Anyway. I actually need to check on Wolven Winter. That should be in my spell priority list, especially if I do end up attacking somebody. But yeah, so, okay, if it's 24 protection, because I think we're, what, we're cold 1 right now? If it's 24 protection, then... half of that's going to be 12, so it's going to be like a 15 check against 12. They're going to take like 3 to 5 damage, probably. So they'd have to get hit by like 3 Flames from the Sky in cold 3. And then they're completely immune, basically, to Murdering Winter. Because Murdering Winter is, like, at most 12 cold, 8... I think it's 8 plus temperature scales, AN, I think. Well, maybe I have it wrong. 8 plus 2 times cold. It seems a little high. So it might be like 6... I think at the max it could be as like 14 in cold 3, but I feel like, for whatever reason, I'm remembering it being 12 AN in cold 3. It's like between 12 and 14 in cold 3. So anyway, but either way, you're going to subtract 8 from that, right? So then you're, like, let's say it's worst case, let's say it's 14. You subtract 8, we're now at 6 AN. And now 6 AN, you're going to have to get hit with 3 of them to get through all this HP. And there's only a 50% chance of being hit. So they're effectively immune to all the strategic spells while still being a size 2 unit that's extremely killy. So I think they're just a great troop. I love these guys. Kind of makes me want to play Late Age Atlantis. Okay, so that was that battle. The final death toll there was 7, but we killed a bunch of guys and there was a priest. And then the final battle is here, and this is just a little nothing province. Okay. For events, we have the normal Luck 3 events, where we get a famine, killing all our population, and +1 death. And where we get turmoil, +3, and then income -5, and resources -5. Because apparently, we only get unrest and negative income and population-destroying events when we pick Luck 3. Okay, I know the law of large numbers is going to balance out. My Dominion hasn't spread everywhere, so I don't actually have Luck 3 in a lot of my provinces. So I'm kind of like, needlessly bitching. It's like, once Luck 3 does spread, it's going to be better. Right now, I don't have Luck 3 everywhere. But, it's still tilting. So, it'll be better later, but I'm kind of being a little bitch about it right now. I feel like I've been bitching in the game channel about it, too. Guys, what the fuck is going on? But I have been getting unlucky. Like, even just neutral scales, I've been getting unlucky. Okay, so that's what's been happening. Now, there's a few things. I'm making some crossbowmen here and here, and they're probably going to roll out with my first army. And the player... what is this nation? I think this is Max Verney. Yeah, so Max Verney and we were the first people to form or he was the first player I formed a nap with. I think I have a nap with these guys, too. I have been trying to contact Fadod, just to be nice and be like, hey, I'm going to give you these. He has not responded to Discord, so I sent him this message this turn in-game, which says, sent you a message in Discord to open up a Diplo line of communication. I'm planning on leaving 113 and 106 for you to take, so take your time taking them. Your Anakai Shugo struggling to expand. Have any news of your neighbors? Have you seen Manderbacks to your south? Okay. So, basically, he is small. He's like here, 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 and here. Like, it seems, maybe he's been going big in, like, other directions, but on my side, he has not been doing shit. Now, what I have heard is that he has no province, like, he is 4 away from every capital. So what that means is, like, from me, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5 away. But from other people, he's 4. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, or something. Now, what that means is, like, for me, there's a lot of provinces like this one, which... Oh, maybe he's 5 away from every, so there's, like, 4 in between. Because, like, we have a province which is 2 away from both of us. But there's no province which is 2 away from both of us. Right? And I think he has that in other directions. So he could be big, and he could have just not expanded in my direction. Anyway. Now, we have tentatively been talking about fighting Nass More, as you probably recall me talking about. However, as these things go in Dominions games, now we do have a nap, which means something, but it's a lot easier to believe once you're actually fighting. Like, talk is not worth that much. So, anyway, but we have actually decided on when we're going to attack. Now, he's ready to move troops on the border and attack next turn. And I was like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa there, buddy. I'm not quite ready for that. So, yeah, actually, we'll probably move this guy out. What do I have researched? I need to really think hard about... I've already submitted this turn. I thought I was done, but then we had this Diplo update where Max Verney was like, hey, let's go on Nass More basically ASAP. And I'm like, okay, let's struggle and try to get ready. 3, 4. This is risky. Yeah, I'm building a palisade here. Probably okay. Like, if he moves an army here, I'll be able to move a huge army here. And I'm going to have... Yeah, okay. So, the plan is, I'm going to move this army here. I'm going to consolidate. I really want to get these Solus here. I've got 30 corpses to reanimate, but we're not going to do that. We've got about... Wait, this is 20. This is 110. Then this guy's going to have a few more, and he'll probably go join. Yeah. Am I getting everybody here? I feel like I'm getting most people. So, yeah, we're going to move these guys here. I feel like... Now, we should definitely reanimate Solus here. And then next turn we can run across. What time is it? It's spring, so it's still going to be cold here, I think, next turn. But as soon as it goes to early summer, it's very possible this is going to turn warm. So we'll make some Solus here. Here we've got no corpses. Now, importantly, this guy can make it out here. And if somehow that changes next turn, I can have this guy go here, turn after. And that's going to be important because for this, to get Power of the Sepulchre off, I have my Prophet. And he only needs 2 Communion Slaves. And then he can crap out Power of the Sepulchre. And that's going to make a huge difference on my Giants. Like a huge, huge difference. Now, he could do a huge PD dump. And I'm not actually sure what his base nation is. I'm going to check real quick. Okay, so his base nation is EA Airmore. And yeah, so he's going to have pretty good national troops. But I don't think the shields and shit are going to help much when... Like, these Giants are going to have... First of all, it's going to be... Yeah, there's a few good things about fighting here. It's a cave, which his human troops are going to take full penalties from. I'm going to take just moderate penalties on my... I mean, we're going to take the same penalty... Basically, it's going to be tit for tat in terms of the penalties we take for my Solus. So, we're not going to hit a ton, but with Power of the Sepulchre, this will be up to 10, right? And then it'll effectively be 10 versus whatever their defense is, but we're both going to lose attack and defense skill on our Solus, and then him on his normal troops or PD. These guys, however, are basically going to have a 3 bonus to attack and defense, effectively against his stuff. Now, we will be attacking in the summer, and this is Heat 3. So, if they hit us, we'll be in trouble. But we're going to have good stat bonuses, and we're going to be surrounded by undead. So I'm kind of feeling it. And then we can take this too. Now, if it doesn't work and we're in a 2v1, I can probably sue for peace. But I think the idea that he could repel all of this, and I'm probably going to have, like, 10 archers too, which 10 of these guys can put a pretty good dent in them. The thing I need to think about is, like, what could I have ready in just a turn or two that's going to help with the war? I finished construction too. So, I have enchantment 1, so we can make skeletons. I'm trying to... We could potentially, if I go for Thom 2, which is only 50 away, I could do Mind Burn. That is an option. We can also spam out Frighten. Which... I'm not sure about. I feel like Mind Burn would probably be better for a lot of the things I'm doing. But I feel like they're not going to cast it very much when they go off script, just because of... They're going to rather make skeletons. Yeah, there's not much else I have. The other thing to check, so I'm going to have a fire mage here. Is there anything that's, like, really low in fire or enchantment that I'm really going to want? I don't think so. So yeah, I think we're going to make Solus here. Turn after, we're probably going to site search. Then we're going to move in. Or maybe we move back so we can attack from here. He's got to master the 5 elements out going and site searching. Now, what I have told him, Manderbax, who's Max Ferdy here, is that I'll take all of this stuff, and he can take... I guess he's going to be attacking through here. and then coming up and taking all of this. So I think he'll probably get the lion's share, which I was, you know, generously offering him. But he's also going to have the harder job of sieging down the capital. And hopefully that means it's just easy stuff for me to pick up. And that will probably take a little bit of heat off me if I just kind of come in for, you know, scraps. It's going to be a high-value scraps. Like, this is a very high-value province, probably. And then this stuff will be nice to have. So I think if I get that, I chill out, then we'll take these thrones. I have 3 thrones I can take. Which, you know, I'll be at 6 out of 14 points, so I'm not, like, near a throne victory, but it'll probably garner some attention. But then I'll just go into, like, crazy production mode. I don't think I need to get much bigger. I'll probably look at, like, if... The thing is, like, so the risk I'm taking by going to war with Nass More is I'm going to be more open to other people to attack. I don't, like, I'm in a nap 2 with these guys. Like, there's a good chance I can be done with this war before anybody, like, before he could even break out of a nap. This guy does not have a big, this is Pompeii. He does not have a big, like, avenue to attack me. He's got the Movarks and stuff. Unimaginable and I share a border, but he appears to be very weak, at least from expansion. So I feel pretty confident going into this. Got a lot of Solus being made up here. We got Solus being made here. Next turn, we're probably going to zip over this way. Take these guys out. I've got a fort going up here, and I just started it, so hopefully nothing bad happens. And here... Yeah. So these are here are my forts going up. We got a fort going up here, we got a fort going up here. This one's got 3 months. And then a fort going up here. This is I think the more risky of them. But if he doesn't attack it this turn, then he's probably not going to get it, because, like, this is 4 months left. Then when I have everybody here next turn, it'll be 3 months left. Then next turn I'm going to move here. He's probably not going to have some raiding squad, which is going to kill me with this huge freaking army on top of it. So then it'll be 2 months left. Then he's probably not going to attack. He's probably going to defend. So boom, I'll be on top of here. That'll be 1 month left, and then it'll be up and finished. So that's kind of my thinking. I hope it works, but we'll see. Yeah, I think that's about it. One thing that sucks is to get all these forts going up this turn, I wanted to kind of start on this turn. I wasn't able to do any production out of this fort, which sucks, but we will resume next turn. So research, you know, honestly, so he's got Strange Fires, which is not an MR negates. Like, anti-magic's not going to help. He doesn't really have a ton of priests that I'm, like, terribly worried. I mean, anti-magic would be good, but I'm not going to have it, I don't think, in time. So I think Construction 4 is best, because that's going to help me with Skelly spam. It's also going to let me get hammers out early, and really do some Alquill production. And then, you know, Amulet of the Dead production. And then Enchantment and Conjuration. I'm really not sure which order. There's so many things I want at a low level. But I either go Enchantment 5 and skip Conjuration, or I go Conjuration 3 and start doing Firebirds. And this also gives me Power of the Spheres. I feel like Conjuration 3, this is the right move, because Power of the Spheres plus Enchantment 3, I'm still going to get a shit ton of skeletons if I get rushed. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. This part here is greedy. But if I get a Scrotty out, it kind of pays for itself. And then I think I get Enchantment 5. And then I go for Alt 5. And Alteration's going to give me Solar Eclipse. Less excited about Solar Eclipse while I have Solus, but once I start having primarily Long Dead, which... I mean, as soon as these Solus die, they're kind of... It's kind of like the last of the Mohicans. They're done. they will be replaced with Long Dead, not with... So that is the plan. The agreement we have come to is that this turn, 13, we get ready. Next turn, 14, I'm going to move onto his border. Turn 15, we issue attack orders, and on turn 16, they get resolved. And that is what Manderbax and I have agreed to, and I am putting that into place. And fortunately, neither of us are tied up in a nap with him. And he's also making very useful mages like Masters of the Five Elements to go site search things for us, so very happy. I do need to ask his avenue of attack, so we're going to ask him about that, but I think that is about it. I'm not going to Diplo with him, just because the more you Diplo somebody before you attack them, it kind of pisses people off. If he talks to me, I'll talk back to him. But I don't know. I don't want to pretend to be super friendly and then jump him. And I don't think that would really lower suspicion too much. Now, if I don't have anything I terribly need, it may be better to go ahead and reanimate here. Have 10 more guys for this attack on this province. That's probably better. It's going to kill my research some, but I think I'm okay with it. Here, I think we keep researching. We're making... I want to make an Eagle King next turn, but this turn I didn't have enough money if I wanted to get the forts up. So I made Thaumaturg. I also switched to Archers partially because they're cheaper per resource than Ice Guard. Like, Ice Guard, 32 resources, 16 gold. These guys, 28 resources, 10 gold. So it's a... And I'm going to need them anyway, especially as we fight in the summer. Yeah. But I've got a big party of these guys coming down. From here, this guy will be able to lead a mix of those Ice Guard plus my dudes, and we'll be able to fight here. I don't... Maybe it's actually one turn too soon. I think that's okay. Anyway, I think that's it. I think we've kind of beaten this turn to death now. But we're site searching here. I got my first Warrior Smith. He's a water random. That's the other cool thing is I do have the fire water crosspath on these guys. Pretty important for late game stuff. All right, guys. See you next time.